Today is the fourth Sunday of Easter. It is about the Good Shepherd. In Jesus' time, and even today in the Middle East, they are what we call watering holes for sheep and goats. They consist of troughs 30 feet long, 3 feet wide, which about 20 sheep or goats on either side can drink at the same time. There can be as many as 20 troughs at a large station. Therefore, at a busy station, there can be as many as 800 sheep drinking water at the same time. The shepherd brings his flock to the watering station and waits. When he believes that all his sheep have had their fill of water, he begins to leave and makes a special call. And amazingly, all of his sheep, could be several hundred, would follow him, leaving the other sheep behind. Wouldn't that be wonderful if you went on a field trip with a busload of children and you made one call and all that and just followed with the bus? In my experience, it never happens. This is the image that the words of Jesus invoked in his listeners. His disciples will trust him completely and follow him obediently. Jesus is our good shepherd who will care for us. Do we listen for his call? Do we trust him enough to follow his commands even when our minds think that they may not be beneficial to us? Why do we come to church? Is it merely to fulfill an obligation or to meet someone with whom we have or wish to have a close relationship? Jesus can only be present to you if you are present to him. You will not hear his call unless you are listening to his words. You know, if teenagers are busy with their electronic gadgets, they don't normally hear their parents' voices calling them. Therefore, we need to remove any distraction so that we can pay attention to God who speaks to us in the liturgy of the Word and of the Eucharist. Sometimes we may be anxious about a problem or have a serious problem to resolve. We have to place these quietly at the foot of the altar and stop obsessing about them while we listen to Jesus, who will speak to our hearts. He comes to us in our needs as he came to his apostles, walking on the sea as their boat was being tossed about by the waves, by a storm. Believe in the Good Shepherd and trust him. Listen to his voice and follow his advice obediently. Jesus can only be present to you if you are attentive to him. We're called to be examples of Christ. You know, when Jesus said, I am the way, as I am the way, the truth, and the life, he referred to himself as a role model. He was not just a teacher, he's a role model. We too must also be teachers and role models to others. Are we good shepherds, leaders? Are we honest, caring, and willing to make sacrifices for others? Are we trustworthy, dependable, reliable, and loyal to our family, friends, neighbors, and co-workers? Are we leaders who are guided by our faith and not by the popular and deceptive ways of the world? Do we have a good relationship with God to be able to be an example of moral leadership? The blind cannot lead the blind.